Hello, and welcome back to this episode where nothing naughty will be happening at all.
No, not.
Perish the thought. Perish the thought. Anyway, I'm joined by my wonderful players as always, and so the Dice of Destiny will tell us who is doing the recap. That is number 12. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. It's Scott again.
Yes. Getting its own back on me for giving such a long break.
So, what happened last week?
Well, let's start with the climax, shall we?
It'll come this weekend, I think.
Buzz, buzz.
We reached... well, that was just a pun. We shall build up to the climax in good time. We had a bit of a discussion. They sent Averaris away so that he could not hear, and their plans have been formulated. Loots may or may not happen in the future, as will a plan to remove a cursed ring from Averaris' finger. Then we crept closer to the crypt. That was alliteration. Well done, me. Where Kelly was being held captive by Zotesh. Unfortunately, in our attempts to convince Zotesh to let him free to help us retrieve the book, he was most likely sacrificed. And so all of Kelly and his heroes have perished. At this point, we hang our heads in shame. And then we left a frustrated undead wizard trapped in his crypt. And we communicated with Reft, the god of excess and passion. And we got a rather interesting reply, which I will let Doran read, as it was his question.
I'll try and read it like Guy did. Secrets are a bore. Embrace, you passionate. Truth is always at the fore. Do it like the bees. Do it.
Bravo. You can use your passives this game.
Thanks.
There'll be nothing passive about what happens next with words such as those.
With words like that.
It depends if
indeed.
you're top or bottom, my friend.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I prefer the staircase. Wait, what? Right. So, what are you four frolicking folks doing inside of the mansion, inside of the tomb, inside of the giant sand desert of Sajetti?
Carry on the tradition of alliteration. The frolicking folks are fucking... I don't think we're doing that just yet.
No.
But we are planning to steal some sweet, sweet treasure, yes?
Oh, yeah, I think Doran will say, why don't we all ruminate a little bit on what Reft said? I repeated to everyone these cryptic words, and I think everyone interpreted it in their own ways. I think Doran will suggest we go and get some loot just to clear our heads. We need a bit of a walkout, you know? We need to get out in the fresh air, go do some looting, get into mortal danger. You know, it's good for the soul. And then we can come back and talk about Reft.
Sounds good. Shall I send Saul in to see if he can tell us at least what kind of treasure's in there?
Yeah, we can send Gottfried in to do that, yeah.
No. Just my little bat.
Yes, little bat.
Just
Go,
your
little bat.
Little bat. All right. So Saul, who has been on watch all night, is now asked to fly out as well. He goes...
I will give you time and a half. It's overtime, you know.
He only has 3 fingers, one of which is raised, as he flies away into the great big dark chasm beyond that is the tomb of the pharaoh. And there are, if you recall, 3 platforms. One platform had the book on it, one platform had what looked like a stand, and just a heap of treasure as well. Does that ring any bells?
Yes, and then the platform that we would walk out on where the kind of cattle prod was.
That's right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
And each were about 300 feet apart, right? They're kind of triangular.
300 feet from the edges of the bridges that extended out over the crevasse. Otherwise, 500 foot as the crow flies from platform to platform.
Okay, so a 300-foot gap that would need to be traversed somehow.
Correct. And so he reports back. You see through his eyes. Is that correct?
Yes, I can do that as a bonus action. Yep.
All right. So he reports back that there are absolutely there's magnificent clothing worthy of a pharaoh that looks untouched by time. It's just a mishmash of stuff, piles of coins pouring out of chests, staves. It looks like there's some swords, kopeshes, shield. There's armor. It's just a box full of fun.
Is there a mysterious pack of cards with Avaradis' name on it?
Do you think I should get him to grab a coin just to see if something explodes?
What?
Yeah. Or see if it triggers any of those guard angel things.
Yeah, Nubai.
Fetch a gold piece for me, Saul. There's a good boy.
I'll give you a good boy, he says as he flits down and lands on the treasure and starts rummaging around. After a moment, you hear him going, I dare you to touch that part of the treasure, bub. Anyway, he comes flapping back with a coin clutched in his claws. Here. Okay. I don't know why it's soggy.
Don't pee on the gold. It's not good for you. Anyway,
don't touch it, Gottfried. Identify it first. Make sure it's really a gold coin.
Oh, it's really bat piss.
Wow. Well, all right. I'll do some detect magicking, I suppose, because I have to touch it to identify it. I don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
Let's just do detect magic to begin with.
Okie dokes. Oh, okay. It has magic on it.
Oh.
Yep.
Any particular school?
Right. I'm just reading. Yes, it is. That school doesn't exist. Evocation.
Could explode. Right. Well, identify also requires touching, but I think I don't know. What do you think, folks? Should I just...
Can you try and ask Saul to try and take the coin out of the compound? Imagine it past the kind of imaginary line of this kind of sacred tomb area.
Oh no, he's flapped over to you. He brought it with you.
He's come back to
I'm just trying to think of the imaginary line that divides where the wizard is and the tomb is, because that's where I imagine, thou shalt not pass. Seal in Indiana Jones, don't cross the sea, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's all good if we go and collect this stuff, but if we can't even get out with it.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Avaradis
throw it at the wizard.
Takes Gottfried's hand and says, "Take a leaf out of my book." He takes your hand and guides it onto the coin.
Can I please resist that? I would like to resist that if I can.
Frail old bean.
I know, yeah.
Yes, and the coin landed on Doran's crotch, so...
You
tested what, a strength check? Or?
Are you trying to force him to touch it with his hand?
Sure, why not?
Touch the pissy coin, go on.
I don't want to touch the pissy coin.
Touch it.
No,
touch it.
Give me an athletics. It's opposed athletics. It's as easy as that.
He's going to cast a spell, though. Look, come on, Gottfried, blast it. I'm going to stand back. I'm going to look at Gemini and gently move back from this.
Yeah, Gemini's got her arms crossed and she's just watching.
I've rolled a 16, which is a 15.
19, if you please.
Right.
It doesn't.
Fine.
It doesn't help that Saul's trying to put it in your hand as well. So you are fighting a losing battle on both ends.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You touch the coin. It's damp and reeks.
I'll
But
pee.
the coin itself is beautifully engraved, and on the one side looks to be the head of a smiling pharaoh. On the other seems to be a very sad pharaoh.
Wasn't there something like this in the statue?
Yeah,
that was
that's
in-
consistent with the statues outside, right?
Okay.
A
All right. well,
small part of me was hoping that you would get transported to the Shadowfell.
small part of you, my ass. Every iota of your being, sunshine.
Can you try and throw it outside to see if it disappears or explodes when it?
Well, look, I've touched it now, so I'm just going to identify it.
Okay.
Because,
Yep.
Yeah, I'll identify it.
All right. The coin is possibly, you can name it however you like. Something along the lines of Pharos Fate would be appropriate for this coin. And what happens with this coin is if you flick it up in the air and you catch it, you designate one individual within 60 feet of yourself, and they are compelled to say heads or tails. They have no choice. They must say heads or tails. If it comes up smiling, that particular individual takes 2d4 psychic damage and has disadvantage on all of their next rolls. Because no one is smarter than the Pharos. Even on a successful save, they still take half the damage and no longer have disadvantage. Whereas if it comes up tails, well, unfortunately, you take 1d4 psychic damage.
Okay. You know what, Everardus, that's something I want you to have. Because I just know that every time you'll get that in the brain. So that's your sunshine.
Does it have charges? Like a number of charges per day, or it's just
It
whenever he
does.
wants to do it?
Sadly, it only has one charge per day. It can never lose that charge. And to toss the coin, you have to take the magic action.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll flick it at not using its magic, but I'm just going to flick it at Everardus because I know he'll be compelled to try and catch it. Oh,
Nice.
and I will then wash my hands.
And I shall wipe the coin on your jacket.
So much shenanigans.
I shall fireball Ever. No,
No.
What, did you say 1d4 or 1d6? psychic damage,
1d4,
by the way?
1d4, 1d4.
oh, wonderful.
Yes. Well, no. If the target fails, then they take 2d4. If the target succeeds, they take half that damage. But if it comes up with the unhappy face of the Pharos, you, as the wielder, take 1d4 psychic damage. And there is no save for that at all.
And how long disadvantage, guy? Because that's pretty good.
Next attack.
Next attack.
Next
Okay.
attack, next save, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
the good news is the bucket load of coins in there, so we could probably
I
just
doubt the whole. We just
make a
flick
little,
them.
make a little like arcane cannon that just shouts heads or tails and it sprays them around the.
Gatling cannon.
20,000 people. Yeah.
The Pharaoh's mighty Gatling cannon has been launched, sire.
Why is
Okay,
the
so-
Pharaoh turned to jelly? Oh well, guess it all came up tails.
Well, you could be like, did I call heads or tails? In all this excitement, I seem to have lost count.
You feel lucky, punk. So we've established that just touching the treasure doesn't unleash everything. So as long as we
Yes.
go there stealthily, we can loot this place.
Absolutely.
What
The
is that?
dragon seems to be triggered by feeling
Vibrations
vibrations in the sound. So if we can stay up high, then we can take some wonderful pieces of treasure for the amazing guy that is Selkos.
Yes, we
What a
have a
great
duty,
guy.
don't we, Gemini?
We
to
do.
Selkos?
Yeah.
We
Yes.
are treasure hunters, and he has been so kind to let us down here that we must get him some decent treasure. I'm sure you'd love us to do that, wouldn't you, Avaradus, as his thinking man?
Absolutely.
I think you should go first, Avaradus. I'll cast fly upon you, and then off you go. At this point, I'm telepathically pinging, okay, are we ready? And just kind of, and with your message, maybe we can synchronize things. So we're about to do this, yeah?
Well, I think we need to get the loot first.
Do we want to get the loot first, or do we want to take the vision out of the picture so we can do this unsupervised?
Maybe we do it first, Gemini, because then if Selkos sees all the treasure, if there's something happens in the future and we have to kind of fess up and speak with him, it's better for us
And
to.
I was just
have
doing this in a
plausible-
messagey moment. Gemini
Oh, yeah.
brought this moment up and messaged into the head.
I'm using the universal signal of telepathy.
Message.
Yeah.
As we retrieve this treasure, it might be worth pointing out that during that rest, I attained a new magical ability.
Ooh.
Oh.
This
Insight greed.
that was an option. That was an option.
Irritate
The
wizard?
one I went with. No, Galder's speedy courier.
Who's?
Air elemental will manifest with a chest inside of it.
Oh.
I can name a living creature I have met or seen at least once before, or anyone I've got a body part of. As soon as the lid of the chest is closed, the creature will disappear, then reappear adjacent to the target creature, and the target creature is on the same plane, blah, 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 blah. They're made aware of the contents and can choose whether to open it.
Oh.
So, I could send some of the treasure to Selkos before we return, just as a little down payment.
Oh, what a great idea,
Can we find some of
Averadas.
the cursed items and give it to him?
Well, I mean, let's not do that. Let's not give him anything. Let's take all this stuff and get the fuck out of here via dimension doors and never see that man again. I
But
say
if that's something that he's just overheard on the ring, then,
true.
not a bad seed to put.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, above table, I will say that that's going to be bloody brilliant when we get Life and Song from Valenholt to deliver to
Yeah.
to Alexander.
potentially.
I like your
Try.
optimistic when, mate.
Yeah, so optimistic.
Get the fuck out of here first, you know what I mean?
Right. So let's we're winking and we're
Yeah.
about to.
Okay.
Psychically winking, and we're coordinating our shit.
You
You've got
go
your
first, Averadus.
off you go, Everardus. Good luck, my friend. Oh no, what's
Slap
that?
him on the bum. Bing.
So you fly. You're walking out onto the balcony, and then you
Yeah.
attempt your performance.
Yes.
Yes, so
Aye.
I'm going to. So, because we don't want to waste Averadus's flying time, so we want to get in just before Averadus starts flying
Yeah.
with our idea. So, yeah, I'm going to magic up the old dragon and have it start crawling up the walls towards Averadus. Looking menacing and going, something, and obviously put on a bit of a show, and something must have gone wrong.
Thaumaturgy roar.
Thaumaturgy
Roar.
Averadus, no, it's not safe.
Don't slip
Oh my!
dramatically.
No! Oh! Save
Everardus,
me!
Everardus, watch out. I think that's the dragon.
Blinding flash of light accompanying the searing glass breath, and Doran will smack him and cast Remove Curse on the ring from behind. Did I
Sure
need to
thing.
say that?
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll go with that. Collectively, what's Godfrey doing in all this?
I don't know if I have anything that will really contribute to this. I suppose a little I can I can provide some lighting effects with Firebolt. That's about it, really.
All right. That's fair. All of you give me performance checks, if you please. Your total that you are aiming for here is 50.
Ooh.
Big bardic inspiration on the go.
I'll give
Don't give it to me.
Gemini-
Give it to...
I've
For
cast
guidance.
my phantasmal force.
That's got to give an advantage,
Rolling
right?
my
Such a big, fancy spell. Okay. Performance.
Oh, and she's gonna bardic inspire you all. Pew pew pew.
Ooh.
Thank you.
To
'cause
start the day.
I
Why
just
not?
rolled shit.
All right.
That's 3 bardic inspirations that she gave you earlier when she was singing "Birds do it, bees do
Yeah.
it,
And you have
Even
guidance from
educated
me.
fleas do it.
Love those fleas. All right, Doran, what did you get?
16.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Alvarado's.
25.
Good heavens.
Ka-ching.
41. I think you've done this one before. And Grace?
Brenda, do you say you gave me a
Yes, guidance to you.
In
always.
that case, then that is 19.
Oh, in the can. That's 60. And then Gottfried?
Yeah, it's a good thing because I got 7.
Look, I mean, that's 17 over what you needed. So, 17 is the difficulty there. And, well, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? You know.
I do.
And removing the curse, does that also destroy the ring?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, no,
It just the ring is still cursed, but it just removes the attunement of the object to the person.
Yeah.
So it can be removed, and
Through the ring, he could see through his eyes and ears, so not being attuned anymore, he won't
Yes.
be able to see through his
I
eyes
imagine
and
that
ears.
at that moment, Avradis would have seen what we were doing and ripped off the ring. I imagine. So it's not on him. I mean, I guess it can be on him because he's just not attuned to it anymore. But
I think it's better to get it off.
In the safe side,
Yeah.
take it off. Yeah.
Technically, my bag of holding is a whole new dimension. I could always put it in there.
It'll probably work.
I mean, that's going to be filled very quickly with treasure. So if you're going to put it in there, at least put it in a little separate baggie.
Yeah.
So we know, like,
What is the
Often
use of
bag.
keeping it, other than to present to Selkos?
Unless it can be okay, so it's tuned to cell cost on the other side. Maybe it can be retuned to somebody else.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
A useful tool to have,
Uh-huh.
especially if we want to keep an eye on like Alexander in future.
Right.
oh
yeah.
god, yeah. I mean, if you just
I don't
touch
know
it,
if we want to keep an eye on a teenage boy.
Yeah.
That's a good
Oh,
Listen, I've seen adolescence. That kid needs to be watched.
God.
All teenagers kill people. That's
That's what you've learned. Curse ring.
Youth today.
All right.
Right,
Let's get this show on the road, folks. Let's get this.
let's
Loot.
get some loot. Yeah, I can't fly or nothing, so
Well, I
I've
cast
given
fly.
I've given you all bardic inspiration. If you've not already used it, you've still got that.
I used it.
Just there to get my wonderful 7. So yeah, I'll cast fly on Everardis and
All right. You have the means to loot this place absolutely. Because the trap that the Pharaoh set was the glass dragon. Oh, and the legions and legions and legions of, loyal undead which you wandered past. So, yes, I would like each one of you to roll a d10 for me and then to give me the
Excitement.
number.
very exciting.
You are looking for a high number.
Oh, I got a 10.
10.
And yet you'll get a low one, a 4.
A 4.
Oh, I can go lower than that. A 2.
Oh, no.
7.
Okay, well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. So,
Oh,
Half and
that's
half.
more than average.
it is. Absolutely it is. All right, and then I'm just going to roll this. Are you grabbing coins?
Let's leave them till last. Yeah.
Yes, I think we need to try and be sensible about what we're deciding to
Yes.
take. There's only so much we can carry. We want to be trying to choose the best of the best.
I don't think we should also position ourselves as the tomb robbers of the pharaoh.
No,
Let's take what we need, but let's not defile and desecrate too much.
exactly. We are being.
What's that noise? As I.
I need money. Fuck you.
I mean, if we don't have to give any of this to Selkos, I think it would be in our favour to give things to the Pharos, who has already shown great generosity to us. It's good to have bargaining chips.
You can have the coin that, breaks his own mind.
Yeah. Or I mean, I can
Being
just
a
give another
connoisseur.
12,000 gold coins to Gottfried to waste on spells he doesn't learn.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I just need 5,050, and I'll be able to get my little spell component for the spell that I've learned. So that's all I need.
I can bring you a little
Being
puzzle box next time we play.
connoisseur Of looting, corpses. I will be looking for amulets, things of historical artifacts. Maybe a weapon or two that looks pertinent.
Yeah.
capabilities.
That's fair. All right. So you are just going mad, really, with the looting, which is lovely. You know, why not? Why, if you can, do it, as they say.
Yeah.
And
Please do it. Yeah.
We're just following Rest's instructions here. That's
you
all.
are. You
Yeah.
absolutely are indeed. And so, on that note, I'm going to ask each of you to roll percentiles for me, if you please.
46.
I beg your pardon.
46.
46. Yes.
75.
75. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
17.
17.
90.
90. Very nice. All right. Keep them coming.
Oh,
Oh, keep going.
More?
Oh, yes. Oh, more. More. When you are looting a random dungeon full of stuff.
24.
24.
96.
96.
1.
1. Oh, pity there.
33.
23.
Distracted by the earrings, Grace.
33.
33.
More?
More?
Keep going.
65.
65. I need 23 from you, so keep going.
33.
61.
Oh, another 33.
All right. 61. 33. Very nice.
50. Sorry, 53.
53.
70.
70. Give me a second here.
Need to start doing bingo calls at the same time.
Too far. Ladies.
Right.
The only one I can remember.
To be fair, I like to make up my own. 3 and 9, that's 39.
3 and 9.
Okay.
95.
95. Yep. Keep going.
33.
33. Lovely.
12.
Sit on my
12.
knee.
83.
83. Yep.
97. I've rolled 95, 96, and 97.
Yeah.
So give me 3 more. I'll get to 100.
94, do you need more?
94. I think. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is great. So
90.
That puts
9 and
us
0
there. Okay. Last one
is a hero.
I got a 1.
87.
is a 90. Give me a second here.
And there was the most compelling minute of the Duskmourn Chronicles
Oh, yes.
thus far.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
To my money.
There we go. That's why you watch this show. So, good luck identifying those. It'll take you, what, 23 days or
Oh
23
my
hours?
God.
Yeah,
Just a role playing game.
23 things.
it really was. However, as you grab all this stuff, are you putting it inside your bags of holding? Plural for bags of holding, because they have a capacity, don't they?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't have a bag of holding. Who has a
I
bag?
don't
I think
have
just
one.
Avaradis, right?
Yeah.
It is I.
And your bag of holding is full of books.
Scrolls and stuff.
Much.
So you have all of this wonderful loot and nowhere to stash it.
Well, I got floating disc. You got floating disc.
All right. Your party speed is now reduced to 30 feet around.
Yeah.
Still quicker than me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Except it can't dash.
And how are we going to get this treasure past the angry wizard? Is he just going to let it float past?
Well, here's what we do. We just pile it up on ourselves, and then we dimension door.
Can't you open a dimension door under the treasure and just let it fall through somewhere?
I'm just going to carry it and then step through the...
Oh, hang on. This speedy courier, it can carry the chest's dimensions. Dimensions are 3 feet on each side. Would the treasure fit within that?
Not all of it. Not all of it.
Well, let's look at the choice stuff. Are there things like weapons, stabs, stuff that
Yeah.
we can kind of immediately just equip?
Well, just having a quick glance at what you've got.
All 23 things.
All 23 things. Good heavens. You've got 12 arrows, which is quite nice. They're all silvered. There is a sword that looks okayish. I mean, this is all relative. By okayish, it looks as if it's worth about, 5,000 gold pieces. You've also got a helmet, which Doesn't look like it's going to protect your head very much, but it does have some rather grisly gargoyles carved on the front of it. Yeah. So there is that. What else? Let's see. That's 12. There's 3 javelins, which are beautifully carved. They look like serpents. There is also a trident. Beautiful trident.
Useful in the desert.
Yes, this looks very, very old.
And fish.
So there's a trident. Then what
this
else?
goes fabulously with my outfit.
Yeah, there is that. Trident, and then there's another sword. Lots of swords going around. And yeah, 2 swords, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then last but not least is that one, which is a... No, yeah. So those are the big things. The rest are sort of like little amulets and rings and bits and bobs like that. So those, I would say, could fit into your 3x3 foot chest. But
That
the
works.
swords and stuff definitely won't. I mean, the swords are 5 foot long in their own.
Well, I'll carry the trident. I think that's fab.
And maybe somebody just stick on the helmet. I'd say without attunement, one way or the other won't do you any harm, you know. Well, unless it's cursed,
Well,
obviously.
you can spend a minute to identify it, can't you?
Yeah, but that would mean identifying each one, which would take hours. Well, I mean, I could do that, I suppose, on 6 items.
Just to make sure we're not getting super
Okay,
cursed.
I'll start with casting Identify on the helmet, just to see what's going on there.
Oh God! All right. Right.
It's worse than Brendan's sendings.
Right. So that helm, it really just changes your face.
Oh, that's perfect for you, Godfrey.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's
Finally.
perfect for Avaradus because
Yeah.
then if we're going back to Selkos and Selkos thinks Avaradus is dead.
Ooh, we can look like Kelly.
Is that a helm of disguise? Is that what that
Yeah.
is?
Helm of disguise.
Didn't you mention a staff at some point? Or did I?
No stars, I'm afraid.
Helm of
Wishful thinking.
Disguise. Guy. Okay.
Are any of the amulets, etc.? Well, I'll do a detect magic just to see what's magical and what's not.
And no, these are the magical items.
Well, these are the magical
There are
items. The rest-
23 of them. The rest is mundane stuff.
What's
So-
number 97?
Oh, you mean 23 including the arrows? As in 12?
Yeah, 23 items, including the helm. Number 97 is that one.
Well, we want to keep the magic items. We want to make sure we carry those.
Well, who do we know on the outside who we trust to look after this? But there's the captain, isn't there?
Captain Benteen. Yeah. True.
No, not Bentine. She blanked me.
She blew you off. Yeah.
She
97. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, yes. 97. That is a particularly nasty dagger.
Ooh.
I don't know how I missed that one. Yeah, particularly nasty dagger. Are you casting Identify on that?
Yeah, may as well.
All right. It counts as, for purposes of this, it is a vicious weapon.
Oh, yeah.
It does damage to you as well, doesn't it?
No, it does
No.
not. It just does an extra 2d6 damage to any creature that you hit with it.
Okay.
That's good for either, I'd say, Everardus or Gemini.
Yeah, I'd happily take that.
That's yours, so.
Is there anything-
2d6.
Yeah. Is there anything cleric-y, Guy?
Not wizardy either.
Not really.
Guess we can always exchange stuff. Gottfried and Sagetti. The city where Memnehep has everything.
Oh, it does. It
For a
does indeed.
price.
Was I looking at the same tables? They seem different. But I look at these, and this is what. Oh, maybe it was this table. Can't read my handwriting.
You're
Oh
looking
yes,
at
it was the 2 swords.
legendary
No, there were
table.
2 swords. Yeah. 94 and 95, 2 swords. So not really clericy, I guess.
Okay, no worries.
Weapons, though, can't you? Or can you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have a mace I can use, but I only have 13 strength, so I'm not really a martially type.
Captain
looking
of
for
the
more.
airship that we travelled with.
Well, look, I mean, if we're not in a rush, I can just identify the lot. Can we do that?
Well, we don't know what's going on up
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
Didn't we hear that things weren't going great up there?
Right, yeah. Maybe we should.
We don't know what's going on.
But there's plenty of cash value stuff, right, as well.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I think
Okay.
we take as much as we can carry, as much of the magical stuff,
Yeah.
and we need to get out of here.
Yeah, and we can start with the the gems and the jewelry, the lights and valuable stuff, and then if there's no room for the coins, then there's no room for the coins. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna send this chest worth of booty to somebody. Make a decision, please.
Somebody on our airship. Makes sense.
Captain Higgard.
Somebody we can trust. Can we trust Higgard?
I can trust Higgard. He's done
You
very
can
well
message
by
him.
us.
Message him.
Tell
Tell him to anticipate an air shipment. DHL.
If this thing can be, if this spell allows you to send stuff kind of back and forth.
Doesn't say back to me.
No, okay.
The enemy also, if the target creatures orders it to return items to me.
Doran, there is something that is clerical.
Oracle.
Yeah, clerical. It's pretty damn significant.
Ooh.
Okay.
Are you going to identify that? I think
Please,
you're
please,
going to
please go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, all right. So this is an ancient holy symbol, which you're not entirely sure exactly whom it seems to represent because it's very, very, very old. But you can use it as a holy symbol, and you gain +2 to your spell attack rolls whilst you were wearing it.
Ooh.
And then there is a pure rebuke. 7 charges a day. It takes a magic action to expend 1. This is a talisman of pure good for D&D Beyond. Yeah. A flaming fissure opens up, and the target has to make a DC 20 dexterity saving throw. If it's a fiend or undead, it has disadvantage on the save. On a failed save, it is destroyed, leaving no remains. On a successful save, the target isn't cast into the fissure, but it takes 46 psychic damage from the ordeal.
Oh, this is perfect. I mean, this is just down Doran's alley. He's just opening fissures all over the place.
Oh, yes.
He opened up the
It's
abyssal plane.
an anti-damnifer.
Fiend or undead?
Fiend. He's a fiend, you know.
Is he a fiend?
Yeah, devils and demons are fiends.
And he's just destroyed if he fails a DC 20
Dexterity.
Wisdom?
Dexterity.
dexterity. Bloody hell. That is
Okay, let's get
gruesome.
out of here.
Doran, are you able to send your little message to the Captain Higgard? Tell him to anticipate a package in 2 to 3 working days.
We really trust.
Don't take sign for it unless you've checked the contents. Yeah, I can do, of course. Like if we're gonna, is it necessary, or you think? I mean, Captain Higgard is kind of.
Yeah, he's. You know what I mean. He'd be very.
Can you add a note to it, perhaps?
Yeah, stick a note on the outside.
Maybe say possibly cursed items, so don't touch, so there's no inclination to maybe fly off with them.
Maybe check that he's somewhere convenient to receive all of this, because if he's on the lavvy,
Just a horse rocks up. Yeah. No, you know what I can do? If you summon this creature, Doran, when he leveled up, he took a feat in keeping with his kind of the impact of the shadow fell on Doran at that time, and so he's taken the shadow touched feat. So we've got a little bump up to his wisdom, and he's taken a little cheeky spell called illusory script. So I could actually write out a little note on this kind of chest, this magical chest, Scott, on the outside saying, Captain Higgard, this is spoils of war. Keep it safe in the hold with the rest of the treasure. Don't touch the items until we return. Something like that.
Yeah, the only problem is that once I send this, it's sent once. And if he accepts it, it's gone. If he doesn't, it will just land right back here, kind of wasting our time.
Belt and braces, we do a paper note as well as the illusory script.
Yeah.
Great.
It's
Gemini
just
writes a little note.
As well as an email.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Multi-channel.
You've texted.
So we've got our package, we've got bag of holding, and whatever we can carry.
Yes. Yes. All right.
We're all right.
So, now that you are all overburdened, how and where are you going? What are you doing? There is only one door out of here, and there's a slightly unhappy wizard on the other side of it.
So, what I'd like to do is, so we're down, what, 3 levels?
You're down a mile,
Down a mile. Okay.
give or take.
And we don't think that we have, essentially don't think we could dimension door straight up to another level.
You might, but
Okay, I'll blow a clairvoyance to check.
oh,
What I want to know is
sneaky
if there's a place I can land on 500 feet above me or so.
interesting
Well-
idea. All right, roll a d20.
You remember as well that as we were going through this place, I was making a kind of just topographical sketches.
Yep.
This is a bit. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say the check was?
Just roll a d20. There's no check for
Oh,
it. Just
okay.
roll a d20.
18.
18. Oh, that's well within range of what I rolled. So there is a chamber directly above you. It's just very, very dark.
The clairvoyance thing has infravision. The dark vision, sorry. Infravision. Hey, my old school, yes.
All right. So with dark vision, it seems to be a storage chamber of some kind. You can see some old jars slowly mouldering in the corner, but there's a doorway leading out of it.
Shall we?
Make it so.
Right. I will. I will
As
specify.
the light comes on.
Yeah, that was really scary. I'll tell Everardus exactly the distance that we have to go up, and I'll take, I suppose, Dorian, and you take Gemini, and off we go.
All right. You dimension door up. It takes the wizard of sand exactly 1 hour to realize that you have left him behind in the chamber. And now he has thousands of years to wait until some other sap comes through, and hopefully he can use them to get out of this prison that he has been trapped in for all time. Well done on circumnavigating him.
Well done.
Well done, gang. That was
If
great.
he was polite, if he asked nicely, maybe
If he
we'd have done
hadn't
a
killed
favour.
Kelly and turned him
I
into
will
an
tell you,
undead
tell Patrick you
servant.
sent him up. Fuck you.
Well, you are now in this small chamber.
Right.
This is not part of your map. You realize this is a auxiliary tape that just the architecture instantly tells you this is a very dull room, probably used by the priests who were interring folks in their tombs and things as a storage facility. There's a black dried up gunk in the bottom of the clay jars, which is unidentifiable at this point in time. But otherwise, it is absolutely silent.
I'll take that. It's a bit of peace at last. Okay, I'll ask Saul to just see if he can scout ahead to see where this exit leads.
The bat flies ahead and reveals passages, stairwells going up, going down, left, right, and centre. You are once again deep within the maze of the catacombs of the Feroses. It is at that point that a small stone appears in front of Everardus, as a matter of fact. It is a sending stone, such as the ones you have seen before.
I shall interact with it in the way that I remember to do so.
Ah, you pick it up and
Put a
answer the
different
call.
voice on.
I love the way you spent a bit of time considering who shall I put this stone in front of, and you were like, Everardus.
Well, it was basically a case of who do they know.
Okay.
And Everardus has left an impression, apparently. So
Does that?
he does.
Very hard to wash out.
He does indeed. Oh my god, this is funny.
Oh, God.
You are standing in front of the Highmark,
Oh, hi, Mark.
Ooh.
the leader of the elves
Hiya.
of Ithane Vasul, if you remember.
Don't fuck it up.
Oh, he fucking will.
Okay.
These are my favorite bits when we get to sit back and watch Averardus
Yeah.
sweat for his money, you know?
Have we actually met the High Mark?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
There was a conclave, if you remember.
In the
Oh,
conclave.
yeah,
like
it's really-
holographically.
Gemini
yes,
still hasn't
yeah.
met.
That's
Yeah.
right. Gemini
Yep,
hasn't
yep.
met the Highmark. No. The Highmark does not hide his disappointment as he sees you, Averardus. I am contacting you because there is an error in our plan.
Expand?
There has been a successful invasion of the Shadowfell, according to our unofficial allies, the Graith. They are celebrating a triumph of having taken the main city. The error is that the Pharos has become unhinged.
How so?
The Pharos is claiming that this invasion on behalf of the Graith was on behalf of all involved in the alliance against the Shadow, and as a result, at least half belongs to the Sagetti Empire. The Graith are refuting this, claiming that they have sacrificed their soldiers, they have taken the territory, it is all of theirs. This is a dangerous situation.
And you're not able to negotiate these fine political maneuverings, the mutual benefit of all parties? Why come to us for
Exactly.
Yeah,
suggestions?
don't take our advice, man.
The coins are jingling in our pockets.
With the deepest of respect, neither one of these particular parties is willing to engage in diplomatic discourse over the next 3 decades. This requires impulsive, passionate, irrational minds to navigate, and it is not in our purview to conduct such negotiations.
Certainly bring irrationality and passion to the discussion.
Of that we are in agreement.
It is not convenient for us. Apologies, we are in the midst of... How are we to convene with them at this present time, when we are down in the depths of the catacombs being pursued by glass dragons, undead liches, in the pursuit of knowledge that will save us all?
If you are incommoded by civil war, then that is your choice. And I will be able to return to the council and inform them that their ill-decided decision has resulted in naught. On the other hand, if it is merely a geographic problem, you will be returned to Quelin instantaneously, if that is the mere problem.
Our physical beings, or just a representation of us?
Regrettably, it would need to be a physical representation.
I appreciate our... we don't strike such a high impression on you, but there's no need to be uncivil, man.
You can see him restraining himself very briefly. If we do bring you to our territory, It will be under condition.
You will name them, I'm sure, in due course.
It is a simple condition. You will only interact with that which you bring with you, or members of the conclave, and nothing else.
What, like not even the air?
You dick. Please don't piss off the absolute liege of the entire elven nation, you big pillock. He's going to rescue us, man. You know what I'm
I
saying?
shall inform the conclave that you are unprepared to accept our terms.
I did not say that. I merely pointed out that for a being as logical as yourself, you have...
Dude.
Well...
If you are
No.
attempting to impress me by eliciting an emotional response from me to demonstrate your capacity for irrationality, I assure you it will not work.
I am merely highlighting to you what you pointed out was our benefits, the passion, the irrationality. This is what you have asked for, and that is what I'm showing you.
Can we hear anything that Everardus is saying?
Sadly, no.
I will stab you with all of my 8 strength.
The elf
I think you can knock him out now.
inwardly sighs. So do you require our assistance or not?
We do, and we thank you for it.
The message cuts out, and you're back in this darkened room, grinning like a Cheshire cat for whatever reason. And
I made a friend.
oh, I wouldn't use those words if I were you.
Looks more like a pet rock to me.
Very true.
Yeah.
There is a brief tingling, and you get the sensation, Everardus, of someone attempting to infiltrate your mind very gently, quite methodically as well. Do you allow it or do you resist it?
Does it have a particular taste, this probing?
Give me an insight check.
Damn donut.
Oh, I want a donut now.
Right?
Maurice!
All right.
16.
That's lower than my passive.
It feels polite.
Polite. Okay, well that doesn't feel like an enraged Sagetti undead wizard. I shall allow
Light
it.
tingle.
All right. Suddenly, the three of you see Everardus's eyes light up, and he involuntarily looks around the room, his body moving quite mechanically. And then his hands raise up, and he says, "Hold."
Old.
Has he done this before?
We obviously have absolutely no idea what's just transpired.
Not a clue.
Okay, well I'll use my detect thoughts to see if I can figure out what's going on with the poor man.
Detect thoughts. How the hell would they work here? The thoughts that you are detecting, you have never felt these thoughts emanating from Everardus before in
Right.
your life. They are so clean and clear and logical. They literally are like lined up by books in alphabetical order. It's
I'm going to
just...
hug him. I'm going to hug him. Gottfried is completely overcome and going, I want to be like this. I'm just
yeah, the surface thoughts are literally wait, hold, 3 need to touch, no touching, wait, hold. It's just the same sort of cycle going through. It's definitely not Everardus.
And is there any? It's not an elven or anything, but it's.
Well, you don't get words; you get impressions. So
Right,
it's
okay.
sort of this impression of it waiting and holding, but it's definitely clean and precise. There's no rumble. There's no other scattered thoughts drifting
Yeah.
about.
Just because there's a player knowledge thing in my way, can I roll to see if I can, Gottfried can figure this out in some way? Or-
You've seen the sending stone before.
Right.
It definitely was from the conclave.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and those logical thoughts could only be the Athenian elves.
Only
It's
be.
not Sageti. The Sageti don't have that kind of control anymore.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I will suggest to everyone. I have a feeling the elves are involved in this. I think we should. Grab him.
Granted, what?
All right then. She holds.
Yeah.
Gemini, this is a fantastic opportunity for you. You could grab him by the nuts.
I don't want to touch it. Just kick it.
Doran has not quite understood what's going on, despite his 19 passive insight, and he's gonna. he sees Godfrey like grabbing Averada, so he's gonna think he's something wrong with him. He's sick, so he's actually gonna put his hand on his forehead.
Nice.
And then as he starts to disappear, he realizes what's happening, and he turns to Gemini and he says, "Vashtanat."
And the world dribbles away as you seem to move from one place through time, slowing down, and then speeding up, and then suddenly you're standing in a flash of light. You are in a chamber that looks very familiar.
Hmm.
This is the central summoning hall of Quelin city. And there is the autarch, not the Highmark, the autarch of Quelin, standing there looking very unamused. Next to him is a mage who has finished this teleportation circle planar shift thing, looking exhausted. And the autarch says, "Welcome."
I'll bow. Thank you for this timely summons.
Where
If you will
are
accompany me.
Of course, we are in. Of course, Gemini, you're not familiar with this world. This is the
No.
capital city of the elves. It's not the capital city, though, is it?
No.
No.
No, that's where we got run out of town last time.
Yeah,
So that's where you destroyed the bug
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Shallowfell, and we ran away from the army there, the navy.
Yeah.
Doran's going to turn to Gemini and say, "Gemini, we've left. Vashtanam is back in Sageti. Do you need to speak with her? Do you want me to send her a message?"
Once we're settled here, yes. We were just somewhere else, and now we're here, and I would like some clarification, and then yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are in this a major city of the elves. They are very logical and generally benign creatures, as long as you don't piss them off.
And why are we here?
The Highmark has taken an interest in us for some reason that I hope Everardus can elucidate.
I'm sure I could. We have been summoned to resolve a dispute between Sageti and I just
The Graith.
note excellent and the Graith.
The Graith. Yeah.
You hear the shouting as you are led to these very large, ornate white doors. The autarch turns sharply on his silvered heel and looks at the four of you. "I am under instruction that you are to be provided with whatever you see fit in terms of completing these negotiations timeously. I assume that you will be operating on a 60-day turnaround time and have provided all of the necessary accommodations that you might require."
That we're free to interact with as we see fit, yes?
I have also been informed that there is a certain propensity for light-handedness. The chambers have been cleared of anything that might be interacted with that could cause undue distress.
Otak, with the greatest respect, does this mean that we are unable, for example, to engage with any of your vendors or markets? There is a particular item I very badly require.
Would this item aid you in these negotiations?
Without a doubt.
Then simply supply it on a list and one of the number will help you.
Thank you.
Autark, I have a question for you, briefly, before I take one more step further into your city.
Yes.
What of Lord Disanthala?
Yeah, Lord Dis.
Lord Disthandir has been apprehended.
Here?
No. There was an investigation, if you recall.
Mm.
It would appear that the Cabalia are particularly efficient at uncovering information.
The Cabalia.
Yes.
Look at Gemini.
Nice.
Seems they are in this plane as well.
That is a curious turn of phrase.
It's a Cabalia thing.
Fascinating. There was information uncovered, along with the evidence that you provided. An investigation was conducted and he fled. He was
Proving his
apprehended,
guilt.
attempting to enter into Brunei.
We know to whom he was supposed to flee to, or who he had been conspiring with.
That information has as yet to be determined.
Last time we were here, we spoke with a certain Shidoth, who escaped, as I understand it, Autark, from your prisons here.
That is regrettably correct.
Is there any information as to where he escaped to? Have your spies or those of the Cabalia learned more information on him? He is a man of great interest to me personally.
I regret to inform you we do not even understand how it was that he managed to make his escape. We suspect Lord Dis was involved in somehow securing it, but there is little evidence to go on, and the Cabalia are not operating on this continent.
Is this the right time? Is it the right time to talk about kind of the war effort? We've been kind of underground for a while. Is it the right? I mean, we're right in the summoning hall. Is there a
From
more formal setting for this?
the other side of the door, you are hearing someone scream in what you can only assume to be Graith, as it sounds like they are using every guttural possibility of their throat, whilst someone else is screaming in something that sounds like a very dead language. Then there is someone in Sagetti who is shouting over the top of that, and then someone appears to be playing the bagpipes.
I think perhaps our calming influence may be of use as you've pulled us out of a difficult situation. Perhaps we can get all the information we need once we've helped.
Indeed.
I will prepare
Absolutely.
a report for you.
That would be
Glad
wonderful.
I dropped one of my old spells to retake comprehend languages then.
I will see you in 60 days. The doors open and you just see all of these different species screaming and shouting at each other. They all immediately go silent and look at the four of you.
Right. Tits and teeth, everyone.
Darinkar's great
Nobody-
invisibility on himself.
Nobody wants to see my tits, believe me.
You head into the room.
Yeah.
The doors close behind you with a rather ominous hush.
Ooh.
And once everyone has looked at you for about 3 seconds, they go back to screaming at each other. And we'll be back next week. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well,
Dear,
there
oh
you go.
dear.
Well done on circumnavigating poor old Zartosh. Zotesh, I should say. That
Can we ask you?
poor Lich. Yeah.
Lich, that's
He
what I
was a
gonna
Lich,
ask you.
yes. He would have killed you very, very quickly if you had fought him in direct combat.
That's what we thought.
Yeah. As a reaction, he has Counterspell. And Counterspell this time around is... Counterspell's just daft.
So for instead of a
Well, the
yeah.
way the Counterspell works now is that you as the caster have to make a Constitution saving throw. And if you fail it, your spell just doesn't work. You don't lose the slot. You can cast again next round, but Counterspell is super easy now. It's like, there we go. Counted. Thanks for playing. So that's really, really, really nasty. And then he had some other words that were really powerful, which would have been
yeah. The one that says kill, I think, is
Our word
particularly.
kill.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I wasn't looking forward to that fight. When creatures got things called disrupt life. You're like,
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I got to say, Gottfried, Maurice, in the chat,
Yeah.
he was like, guys.
This time,
It's a
This is a
lich.
lich. And, I just
Let's not
remember
fight it.
the last time, Maurice warned us off fighting a baddie. It was the undead beholder. And we
Yeah.
didn't listen to him.
oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we said, you know
Certain
what?
person
You're probably
died.
right.
Yeah.
There is another big part of me that misses out on some of the chaotic plans that we had.
Yeah,
in
wow.
store. They were in varying degrees. All of them were chaotic, but they were in quite severe degrees, and you can guess where I fell on that spectrum.
Lovely.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next week. Until then, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.